They were trying to kill many, many more people than the two that actually died inside this Uber yesterday. A Ford Explorer that was filled with explosives was barreling into a crowd when it hit an Uber instead and ended up exploding, killing the two people that were in the back of the Uber and injuring the Uber driver. If it wasn't for them hitting that Uber, they would have killed many, many more people. I hope everyone is starting to pay attention because stuff like this doesn't happen every day in the US. Why was this Ford Explorer filled with explosives and driving into a rock concert crowd? Like, what is behind this? Because this seems very sketchy, don't you think? I just made a video yesterday talking about the fact that we are becoming the world's #1 enemy. And now we're seeing a domestic terrorism situation where a car was going to barrel into a crowd of people with explosives on it. What's next? They were trying to kill many. There's something crazy going on in New York after 3 explosions shaking buildings were found today, January 2nd. It is 8:20 in the morning, Central Standard Time, and this is just now taking place. First, they thought that it may have been an earthquake because they had buildings that were shaken, so this is what came out 2 hours ago. Upon further investigation, it has been confirmed that New York City has had multiple underground explosions on Roosevelt Island. We were just talking about the fact that a car in Rochester drove into a crowd of people yesterday filled with explosions, but ended up hitting an Uber before it could get to the crowd, killing the 2 people in the Uber. Now here we are, me telling you that 3 explosions just happened in New York after I just made the video about the car filled with explosives. Something is taking place. I can feel it in my gut, and I don't know what it is, but we need to be paying attention. If you are in a major city, you guys, please be careful. There's something crazy going on.
Yeah, man, things are kicking off already. I want to say shalom, shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor is due to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in this gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is a quick lesson through the Spirit. Lord's way to be edifying. As this young lady was speaking about in her videos, it says multiple explosions rock New York City, leaving buildings shaking on Roosevelt Island. I was kind of looking into that earlier with these particular explosions. As you know, we had they had a earthquake of 7.6 magnitude earlier in Japan yesterday, and they was talking about the after effects, the after tremors and tsunamis, and different parts of the provinces. And here we go, multiple explosions rock New York City, leaving buildings shaking on Roosevelt Island. Also, you had what they call like a wall of waves that hit the coastal cities of parts of California. And now when I'm looking down at here, it says 4.1 magnitude earthquake strikes near Los Angeles, California on New Year's Day 2024. Wow. It says magnitude 2.5 plus earthquakes in the past 24 hours. Yep. And this goes on, man. So, hey, the Lord is really getting ready. This sets the precedence for what's going to be ready to happen for the entire year. Okay, because this video here says breaking earthquake hits New York and D.C. after global aftershocks. Now, I'm not sure if this is what this lady is alluding to. Okay, because she stated that it was an underground explosion, but he's stating that it's an earthquake. So once this commercial plays, I'm going to play a little bit of his video, and Lord's will, we get some, see what's kind of going on, but we're going to filter it through the scriptures because, hey, this is the year, Lord's will, of all hell breaking loose, because we know Jacob's trouble is basically what the Christians refer to as the Great Tribulation, or the tribulation period, which ain't going to be no 7 years. Okay, that's nonsense. That's folly. But nonetheless, Jacob's trouble, which would consist of civil war, world war, Okay, martial law, lawlessness, complete anarchy on the streets of America and around the world. So it's gonna be a time that nobody's ever seen. It's gonna complete chaos in the streets of Babylon, man. So without further delay, I'm gonna play the video and we're gonna go into a couple of precepts. Cause this man is scared, man. You know, he's doing things. He's trying to establish a new world order, and he's setting up all these type of activities around the planet Earth to be justified on saying that they're under attack. When in fact, this is their own talking heads and their own Gestapo men doing these things, man. You know, they set up CIA or FBI, or government agents or military to plan out certain attacks, and then, you know, they go forth with it, and then they blame it on somebody like from the Middle East, somebody that looks like Al-Qaeda type ordeal. This is why the FBI know that these things are going to take place, because they've been talking about it. Oh, well, we're expecting this to happen on New Year's Day, and then all of a sudden it fucking happened. Wait a minute, man. If you expect it to happen, then why didn't you stop it? Show you that Esau is a damn devil. He's a liar. But nonetheless, hey, the scriptures say that he should be caught by his own. He should be caught in his own snare. So here we go.
Following some breaking news out of Montgomery County this morning, a 2.3 magnitude earthquake was reported in Rockville.
Breaking news. The U.S. Geological Survey confirms a 1.7 magnitude earthquake in Astoria, Queens this morning.
Breaking news this morning. An earthquake gave a slight shake to
Rockville.
Breaking news. The U.S. Geological Survey confirms a 1.7 magnitude earthquake in Astoria, Queens this morning.
Breaking news this morning. An earthquake gave a slight shake to several communities in Maryland overnight.
An earthquake was reported in New York City this morning.
Buildings shaking that could have been caused by an earthquake.
It's day 2 of 2024, and the world, it seems, is trembling with earthquakes all over the world. I shared with you yesterday the 7.6 magnitude earthquake that hit Japan. And take a look. Rare earthquake jolts New York City not long after one in Maryland. We're hearing by Washington, D.C.
Now, let me see something, because earthquakes are not that common in a part of the world, but nonetheless, that's how the Lord is. That's how the Lord gets down, man. He answers through these particular seismic activities. Says the Lord shall rise terribly to shake the earth. I ain't seen shit yet. I just can't wait till one hit here in the Midwest, and that's gonna get a lot of people's attention, especially when Missouri gets rocked or Kansas City. These people gonna lose their minds, man. But let me see, how common are earthquakes in New York City? I don't think they're that common. Okay, it says New York City and the surrounding areas do experience earthquakes, but they are relatively rare and usually of low magnitude. It says earthquakes have happened across the Northeast, but New York State has had the most since the 1700s. New York has experienced over 550 earthquakes, which is not a lot, but overall, 500 earthquakes since 1737. And that's over 200-300 years ago, man. That's still not a lot, but they said it's relatively rare. Okay, and like the lady was sending a video, she think that there was an explosion, which it could have been. Who knows? But with this devil, hey. And also, one more thing, Salakia, man, you know, this new fair use copyright. Let me go ahead and put this disclaimer out there right now, because we know YouTube acts kind of funny. They act funny, and, you know, we just trying to do the work, man. You know, we ain't trying to start any bickering, none of that, man. We just want to do the work of the Heavenly Father. All right. Let me find it real quick. Fair use, copy and paste. Bam. Yep. So anyway, copy disclaimer under the Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1796. Allowance is made for fair use. It says under the Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for the purpose such as criticisms, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips in the balance of favor of fair use. So playing this video, I'm not sure if he's really copyrighted or anything like that, but, you know, he is putting out content which he's actually using from a legitimate source, which is Metro. This is a legitimate news source, so basically he can't say shit if I use it. But regardless of it, Yahweh Shai is bringing judgment. So let's see what this guy says.
Explosions shaking the Roosevelt Island caused by New York City earthquake. And take a look in the second day of 2024, we have seen earthquakes in Japan, Washington, D.C., New York, California, Alaska, Puerto Rico, the Philippines, Texas, Afghanistan, Argentina, the nation of Georgia, Morocco, Indonesia, Nicaragua, and the Banda Sea. Now I'm going to be sharing with you the latest video footage and articles so that way you can see it for yourself as a rare occasion. New York City being hit with an earthquake. Now before we dive in, do me a quick favor. If you appreciate the updates.
All right, I'm going to end it there because like I said, he looks kind of legit. So in case he started tripping, because I've got a couple of copyright disclaimers. People wanted me to take down the video, but at the end of the day, you're getting this information from us because we putting the vibration of prophecy out here. Okay, he's not doing nothing but the same thing we're doing, but we're filtering with the scriptures with understanding, and we're not praying for America to see healing because we know according to the scriptures this place will not see such. All right. Anyway, so let's go to a couple of precepts because this is, domestic tea, as they've been talking about and setting up provisions and legislation in order to so-called combat DT, But anyway, this is the book of Joel 24, and I'm going to start at verses. This whole chapter is good. This whole chapter is good, but I want to find a particular verse. I may jump around a little bit, so just bear with me. Yep, so this is Joel 24. And the start of verse is 12. It says, men groaned from out of the city, and the soul of the wounded cried out, yet the power led not folly to them. They are those that rebel against the light, they that know not the ways thereof, nor abide in the paths thereof. But the murderer rising with the light killeth the poor and needy. And who is the poor and needy? Jake. This is why we tell you, Israelites, man, to understand and know your enemy. Because this man is clearly the enemy, man. Like I said, he's setting up certain things in order to get the new world. All this is about the Great Reset. As we know at the meeting they had last year in Davos, Cotton Swab and this band of misfit unelected officials was basically speaking on world-shattering events known as polycrisis. You look up the word poly goes into multiple. Okay, so this is nothing more but the particular polycrisis that they laid out. Okay, from cyber attacks to EMP attacks to grid outages to the point planes are falling out the sky. Okay, I've seen it was a video I watched, a plane crash. Looked like 2 or 3 people parachute out of the damn plane and the plane crashed in the damn woods somewhere. Another one was out there, I believe in Japan, when they said like allegedly 300 people was like on a plane that crashed, but allegedly 5 people only died, which I didn't read the article. It didn't really make sense, but still, these are all parts of their polycrisis, man. Like they went online and stated that a lot of the waters are contaminated with this new white lung stuff, or with this new, there's been cyber attacks on particular water plants, and it's just all over the place, man. So this year is already starting off pretty interesting. Not to say that Iran just entered the Red Sea, okay, to I believe to not give an account, but to basically defend from what U.S. dealings is doing over there, man. Because I believe with the Houthis, I believe the U.S. sunk some type of ship or something over there. I have to read more into it, but from the information that I did gather, things are really speeding up, man. Okay, and this is going to be a hell of a year. It's going to be a blur, but it's going to be a hell of a year because the Lord is getting ready to get us up out of here. Miracles are getting ready to happen. All right, so it says, the murder rising with the light killeth the poor and needy in the night as well as a thief. But the eye also of the adulterer waited for the twilight, saying, no eye should see me and disguise his face. And in the dark they dig through houses which they have marked for themselves in the daytime. They know not the light, right? Because they don't understand the wisdom and knowledge of this truth. All right. But it says here, for in the morning it is to them even as the shadow of death. And if no one, it says, if one know them, they are in the terrors of the shadow of death, man. Okay. And it's the point. These people are in terrors. They're in shambles. Now, when you look up this word terrors, right, it goes into the word definition. Balahaha, which means terror, destruction, calamity, dreadful event. Okay. Now, going back to this article here, it says explosion shaking on Roosevelt Island caused by a New York City earthquake, which that's up for debate. Okay, that's really up for debate, man. You know, at that point, because you got different sources saying this and that, and you have different. So you're going to always have different sources saying 2 or 3 different things. But overall, the Lord is getting ready to make a stand in the earth, man. For all these events, people are in utter confusion. You know, they thought they was going to kick 2024 off with the Happy New Year, and things are going to bounce back. $1.59 gas prices.